SMMA versus dropshipping. When it comes to SMMA versus dropshipping, the internet remains divided. Some say dropshipping is good, some say SMMA is good, but obviously सभी लोगों के अपने खुद के opinions हैं. But what if I tell you that these two business models, they have really huge potential and you can make great amount of money if you can just remain focused and consistent with either of these businesses. The main thing is आपको उस business के बारे में अच्छी समझ और knowledge होनी चाहिए, और you have to be master of that field. Without the expertise you cannot make it in either of those businesses. But क्या सिर्फ knowledge और mastery ही matter करती है? So इस वीडियो में हम यही जानेंगे and we are going to cover all the topics, everything, and break the myth and truth of dropshipping versus SMMA, and we are going to understand what's the best business model or what's the best business you can start in 2024 to make huge amount of money. So let's start with SMMA. SMMA के बारे में बात करते हैं कि किन किन चीज़ों की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी हमें एक successful SMMA को start करने के लिए. तो first thing is going to be niche. So you have to be very careful with your niche, what niche you are breaking into, what niche you are going forward with, because there are some niche which are impossible to do, such as right now in SMMA, e-commerce niches are really hard. So you have to be very careful while selecting your niche. Second thing is going to be service selection. So first is going to be niche, and then second, what services you want to provide. There are different and tons of services you can offer, such as Facebook ads, Google ads. You can even offer YouTube ads. You can offer video editing, content uploading, YouTube content, shorts, Instagram. There are tons of different services. So you have to decide which service you are good at, and then proceed from there. So अगर आपको कुछ भी successful कोई भी online business चलाना है, तो you have to have an audience which can react to your services first, and you can have some organic content, organic sales. So this is going to be really important. Build your audience. Fourth is going to be strong brand presence. Okay, without brand presence you are nothing. You have आपने बहुत बड़े brands के बारे में सुने होंगे, from Apple to other brands, huge brands, Nike, Adidas, right? So without brand presence your business is not going to survive for too long. Okay, if you talk about our business, Growth Managed Studio, it's huge name in solar, and I'm not going to say it's household name, but it's huge, and a lot of people compare us with the top solar marketing companies out there. Okay, so that's why a huge brand presence is very important. Client acquisition is a totally different game. You have to send messages, outreach करनी पड़ेगी. You have to start prospecting. You have to reach new people, different people via email, cold calling, texting, right? Even sending cold DMs. So you have to have a number of, let's say, channels, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and you have to start prospecting. You have to start reaching out to people, cold emails, cold calling, right? So these are going to be your client acquisition technique or methods. So the next process is going to be pricing. You have to decide a price. SMMA prices are usually around $1,500 to $2,500. If you are starting out, you can offer your services for cheaper, but once you have established a strong foothold, I think you can charge your clients somewhere around $2,000 to $2,500. हम अपने clients say $2,000 to $2,500. Sometimes we even charge them high as $5,000 for our services, and we have lots of clients who are paying these services with an ease. So pricing is going to be very important, because remember, SMMA profit margins are really high, so you have to decide your pricing. Now the next is going to be service fulfillment. Okay, so this is something that a lot of people struggle with. Social media marketing agency, service fulfillment. You can get a client, you can start an SMMA without any cost, zero investment, right? But then you will have to also make sure that you are able to fulfill your clients. Otherwise you either have refund your clients, or you have to give them a free month or compensate them for services which have not been delivered. Customer service में बहुत सारी चीजें और भी आती हैं, जैसे कि communication, responsiveness to your clients, let's say, problems, and how soon are you resolving their problems. Okay, so if you're running a SMMA, that does not mean that you won't be facing or running into any kind of problems. You will be running into a lot of problems, and your customer service is going to be, आपकी customer service define होगी कि how soon or how far are you able to track these problems and solve them. अब हम बात करने वाले हैं dropshipping and what are the things that you are going to need to start a dropshipping business. First thing is going to be niche selection and research. So dropshipping is going to be a little bit different, because you'll have to select the niche, right? And also you'll have to do some market research. So first you need to do the market research and then select your niche, because you don't want to stuck with a product which is, let's say, unsellable, or you cannot sell, or you don't have expertise in. So you have to find a product which is easy to sell, respectively easy to sell than other products, and then you have to build your niche around it. In the United States and other Western countries, dogs are their household animals, right? Everybody has pets in their house, so it's a really good market if you take a look. So that's what you have to do. First, you have to select your market where you want to sell your products. Then you have to choose your product according to that market. So the next thing is going to be select a supplier. Let's say once you have chosen a niche which is going to be dogs, right? You want to sell dog products to customers in the United States. So the second thing would be choose a supplier. You can choose different suppliers. You can choose someone either local in the country, or you can just go international. Alibaba, which is a Chinese-based suppliers, and I think you already might have heard of it. So once you choose the supplier, third thing is going to be build your online store. Without a good online store, you won't be able to sell good products, or you won't be able to scale your products, right? So go ahead, build an online store, and make sure the SEOs and everything are looking good. The website is fast, interactive, and it's easy to get to the sales page. So the next thing would be pricing. So when it comes to drop shipping, you have to be very careful with the pricing, because if your prices are too high, people might buy from somewhere else, and you always so your biggest competitors will always be Amazon and all the big players, all the big e-com agencies or e-com companies. So you are also directly competing with them. आप उनसे भी directly competition में हो, so you have to make sure your prices are reasonable, and you are also making good amount of money by selling just one simple product. In dropshipping, you will have to rely heavily on paid advertisement. You might have seen all the Facebook ads, and if you want to if you want to test out, or if you want to research what Facebook ads your competitors are running, I think it's a really great way to find out. Go to their Facebook page, check out their about, and you will see ads, all the ads that they are running. You'll have to just click the button, go to ads library, and that's where you can see all the products that they are running, all the ads that they are running, and maybe you can replicate some of those ads yourself, and you can try replicating the same success. Next is going to be customer service. Also there are going to be refunds. There are going to be, let's say, returns. So you'll have to handle that accordingly. You'll have to make sure that your customer service is really good, and your customers are not leaving negative reviews on your product, because this is going to hurt your business. Let's talk about the first comparison. The first is obviously going to be investment, because when you are starting out, or when you are starting a business, first you need to look at the investment, how much money it's going to cost you to start out, right? So for investment, I would say dropshipping investments is going to be a lot higher. You'll have to have your website, you'll have to have your online store, you'll need the funds for your paid advertisement, and a lot more. You'll need to buy your products from your supplier, and also so there are investment costs involved with dropshipping. But on the other hand, SMMA doesn't have any investment cost. You can start SMMA with no or very minimum amount of money. We started our own marketing agency with 0 rupees or $0. We started outreaching. We got our first client, and then we got our second client, and that's how we started getting more and more clients. And then we started buying softwares. We started hiring people to do a lot of our tasks, and also delegate a lot of our stuff. Okay, so that's the key difference between the investments of dropshipping and SMMA business. Selection of niches are different for dropshipping as well as SMMA. In dropshipping, you can just backtrack. Okay, so let's say you can find, or you can think of few products in top of your head. खुद से कुछ product के बारे में सोचो, and once you have done that, what you can do, you can just start looking for those products on Facebook ads library, Google, and anywhere. And once you start doing that, you'll start seeing a lot of ads popping up in your feed, in your, let's say Instagram, and you can start researching. So that's what I call backtracking. So first you search for some products, then you'll start seeing ads, related stuff. उस product के related बहुत सारी चीजें दिखने लग जाएंगी. Go ahead, research about those products, look at your companies, look at these companies that are doing. Let's say if you want to sell dog products, okay, just go ahead and look paw.com. You will find a bunch of different stuff. बहुत सारी चीजें मिलेंगी वहाँ पे. You can go ahead and start building your own portfolio of products that you want to sell. In SMMA, it's a little bit different, because you can just go ahead and choose a niche, right? First you have to select a niche, and then you'll have to start doing research. You'll have to start looking for companies who will buy your service from you. Okay, right? So that's the key difference between selecting niches for dropshipping and SMMA. So the third difference is ticket size, right? So let's talk about the ticket size for dropshipping and SMMA. So ticket size for dropshipping differs, and you cannot sell a product for, let's say, $1,000. I mean, very rare. People are still selling products which are going to be very costly, but then most other products are going to be around $50 to $100 range, and you also have to do a lot of market research, and you have to keep your prices competitively lower. But that's just for one product. For SMMA, you can price somewhere around 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500. You cannot charge more than that for Facebook ads or your basic services. That's why in dropshipping the ticket size are going to be very small, so you'll have to sell multiple products. In SMMA, ticket size is going to be respectively bigger, but you'll have to work with fewer clients. So next difference is going to be work hour and locations. For SMMA, you don't have to have specific schedule. Okay, you don't have to have time zone which you can be active or which you can work. Dropshipping gives you complete freedom. आपको पूरी freedom है, आप कहीं से भी काम कर सकते हो at any time you please. Okay, so this is very good to start, let's say, your business if you are already working a job, or if you are someone who doesn't have much time. So you can let's say build your online store, build your business over the weekends. You can try to doing most of the heavy lifting. बहुत सारी चीजें जो है वो weekends पे कर सकते हो, and you can then delegate some of the tasks to someone else. But for SMMA, timing is going to be very important, because you'll have to have meetings with the clients, you'll have to have sales meetings, you'll have to do prospecting, and you'll have to do all those things within their time zone. So let's say if you are someone who is in a different time zone and your customers are in Eastern Standard EST time zone, so you'll have to be active in that time zone. You'll have to do your prospecting, your meetings in that EST time zone. So that's why you have to have a fixed work schedule, and you have to आपको एक particular time जो है वो devote करना पड़ेगा for your SMMA business. Okay, now the next difference that we are going to talk about is customer acquisition. Okay, so dropshipping versus SMMA, customer acquisition, how hard it is to get one client in dropshipping and in SMMA. Okay, so let's say your online store is ready, your product is ready, and you have already started marketing it, Facebook ads, right? So getting first client in or customer in dropshipping is respectively easier because if you have set up every single thing that you are supposed to, and they are already let's say अगर हम बात की जाए और हमने expect किया हुआ है कि already every जो बाकी सारी चीजें हैं they are already set up properly, so you just need to wait and spend some money to get your first customer. But for SMMA, things are a little bit harder. You'll have to rely heavily on organic marketing, okay? Because you don't have money in the initial phases, so you'll have to be very focused, and you'll have to work extra hard to get your first client, because the first client is hardest to come by. Just remember this one. So now we are going to talk about product or service delivery. For dropshipping, once you have sold the product, all you have to do is wait, and your supplier will do the rest. They will ship the product, they will fulfill the product for you. And for SMMA, you'll have to, once you onboard a client, get the payment, you'll have to start working by yourself. If you're, let's say, alone, you'll have to start working from scratch, get the account access, start building the ads, upload the ads, and have to at least wait for 30 days or whatever is going to be the period of the contract. Let's say if it's a 30-day contract, you'll have to wait for 30 days to get the services fulfilled. And good thing about dropshipping is once you sell the product, it's done and over. Okay, you don't have to wait for, you definitely have to wait for feedback, you definitely have to wait for let's say good ratings from the customers, but that's going to be totally on your product and how your product was. If it's good, you'll get good feedback. If it's bad, just going to they are going to ask for a refund or bad feedback. With service delivery, it's going to be 30 days period, and you'll have to perform consistently good in order to, let's say, get a good feedback, and then client will continue for the next month. Okay, so that's some of the difficulties with SMMA. You'll have to really good with your service delivery to retain that client and deliver him successfully. Okay, now we move on to the next difference, which is going to be guarantees and refunds. So this is something that you definitely need to consider while running your dropshipping or SMMA business. For dropshipping, the guarantees and refunds are very simple. If the product is good, you don't have to worry about anything. You'll get a good feedback. If the product is bad, you'll have a refund policy. If they don't like the product, they can refund within, let's say, 7 days or something, right? So once the period is over, you don't have to worry about a refund or giving them a replacement for the product. If it's good, then you'll get a good feedback, and you will move on to acquire a different customer. With SMMA, you'll have to deliver what you have promised. Let's say you are running Facebook ads and you are promising 30 leads within $1,000 ad spend. Okay, so you have to deliver 30 leads, and if you've said these leads will be qualified, so you'll have to deliver qualified leads within 30 days. And this is something that a lot of people struggle with SMMA. They promise something but they cannot deliver. So at the end, they have to ask, or they have to offer the refund to the client, which is I think I have heard a lot of complaints from guys who are running their SMMA that they are unable to fulfill their customers, their clients. So that's something a bit of difficulty in SMMA. But once you figure out that part, I think it's going to be really great. All you have to do is just deliver, and your clients will keep paying you every single month without you worrying about anything. So I can give you an example. We have one client who we are working for the last 3 years. We just I think in the initial we launched this campaign, we did everything, and we have never touched this campaign ever since. It's just keep producing leads and leads and leads, and we just do occasional tests, and we just upload new ads once in a while, get good results, we leave that running and we get good results, then we move on to the next campaign. But that client has been paying us for the last 3 years almost $1,500 every single month, and it's really easy money to come by, okay, if you have a good service delivery for your SMMA. Okay, so the next difference that we are going to discuss is going to be marketing, how you're going to market your product in SMMA versus dropshipping. So first, dropshipping. So in order to market your product in dropshipping, you have to rely heavily on paid advertisement, and that's why the startup cost for dropshipping is really high, because without making money, you've already spent so much money on building the store and investing money here and there, and you still have to invest a lot of money to get few customers. Okay, for SMMA, it's going to be a lot of organic marketing. For the record, we have never run any ads. We have run some ads, but we have never run any ads for our business, and we are consistently doing about $35,000 to $50,000 every single month without doing any paid advertisement. So this is the power of SMMA. Once you have figured out and you have built SOPs, you have dialed in, you don't have to spend money to get new clients. You can just consistently hit $35,000 to $50,000 without spending any money on ads. So this is a huge difference, and that's what it makes SMMA gives a little bit of edge on drop shipping, because without spending any money from your pocket, you have already made so much money, right? So that's that's why I like SMMA more than drop shipping. But it's going to be on you guys, whichever you want to choose. If you have some money to spend, you can always go ahead with drop shipping, which you can always find some good products and market it for yourself. So next हम बात करने वाले हैं scaling की, and how you can scale your dropshipping versus SMMA business. So scaling for dropshipping is super easy, because once you have find your product, once you have your services, and once you have a good selling product, all you have to do is just spend more money and make more money, right? So the money that you will be, let's say, getting from the products, from the customers, clients, you can just keep reinvesting, and you can just scale it within a month or 2 months of period. And it's super easy to scale a dropshipping business, while in SMMA it's rather respectively harder to scale an SMMA business, because you won't get the clients at the same pace that you'll be getting in dropshipping, because SMMA requires you to work with one-on-one client, right? So one client will be spending a lot of money comparatively dropshipping, because for dropshipping the ticket size is going to be $50 or something like that. For SMMA, they will be spending about $1,500 to $2,000. So you'll have to work with one client individually, and to scale SMMA, it's going to take you a lot of effort, a lot of paid advertisement, and building a huge sales team to get to that point where you'll be in dropshipping. Now the last thing that we are going to talk about is going to be profitability. So that's something that I wanted to talk about in the beginning, but I decided to do it at the end of the video, because profitability is something that you have to consider while running or operating any business. And profitability in SMMA and dropshipping is very vastly different. So for dropshipping, the profitability is very low. Okay, the profit margins are very low. So now guys, you have in-depth idea about SMMA versus dropshipping. Both businesses have huge potential. They all have their ups and downs. So it's going to be on you to decide or choose whichever business you want to go with. I suggest just pick one. If you have the money, go with the dropshipping. If you don't, start an SMMA. It's going to be a little bit harder for you to start with SMMA in the beginning, but once you're consistent, once you are persistent enough, I think you can make a lot of money through SMMA as well. If you have some money, if you can spend or spare some money, you can just go ahead and start with drop shipping. Find a product which is really high selling product, and just go ahead and scale your company. Comment down below your opinions and let me know which one you want to start with, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. There are lots of informative videos coming, and I have decided to do more of these videos where I'll be providing a lot more information regarding different businesses and different business models which you can start in 2024. So yeah, I will see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye bye.